forecast is up and coming. But first, here it is, Dakota College of Botano time, and we are joined by the grand poobah, if you will, of the entire thing, Dr. Jerry Migler. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. It's good to be here.
It's great to have you here, too, because in times like these, we look to the people in the know. And you are definitely in the know with what's going on at Dakota College of Botano. What is going on at Dakota College of Botano?
We're currently on spring break, and which has been good. It's given us a little time to kind of do some planning, and I'm sure that most of your listeners know that across the North Dakota University system, almost all of the colleges and universities are planning to move to some kind of alternative delivery. I think it's being sometimes described as we're just going to move to online, but it's a little bit more complicated than that.
Okay.
It's really kind of a combination of strategies. Can we record lectures? Can we make them available for students to watch them like on a YouTube video?
Oh, sure.
Are there ways that we can do some video conferencing and actually do live streaming of classes? And then in some cases we'll be looking at just moving to what we might call a more traditional online, in that the student has the book to read, they have assignments to work on, videos to watch, chat rooms that they can participate in. So it's really a combination of a lot of those technologies, but I think at the core they involve using, when I talk about technologies, using the internet technology as a delivery tool. So starting next Wednesday, we will be moving all of our face-to-face courses. I think that's another term that has been used that you, folks may have read about in some of the announcements. But for our on-campus courses, we will be moving them for a 2-week period to alternative delivery. And when I say for 2 weeks, our initial plan, as is most of the colleges and universities, is for that 2 week. But it's been so fluid and things have been changing that we are approaching it from the standpoint, if we have to go longer, we're putting in plans that we would continue to extend that period of time.
Okay. Now, does every student have access to these online doses of college, if we say it like that?
If they have access to the internet, they'll be able to use the technologies. We do have laptop computers that we will make available for students that would like to check out a laptop, or if they... we anticipate that we will have some students that may not have internet access. We're going to approach those on a case-by-case basis.
Okay.
With the understanding that there's a lot of flexibility. These courses are not going to necessarily meet at the traditional time, so students can access a lecture, for example, at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Sure.
If they want to.
If they want to.
So I think that gives them a lot of flexibility if they need to see if they can find internet access somewhere else if they don't have it at their home.
Now, they would be able to do this from their college room also, correct?
Yes, they can. We're not closing our dorms.
Right.
We still have about 20 students on campus that some were planning to stay anyway. Some elected, maybe this is a good place to be while all of this is playing out across the country. So we anticipate that we still may have 20 to 30 students that will stay on campus. We're not going to have the courses meet as they normally do.
Right.
The interesting thing is they will access those courses from their dorm rooms.
Okay. Could they do that via phone as well, like a cell phone?
We're looking at that particularly with smartphone technology. It's pretty amazing, and in some cases, if it's a lecture, they may just be able to watch it on their smartphone.
Okay. So virtual learning, as maybe it'll come to be known as, I have no idea. So that's the great way to handle the learning process. What about dining, things like that?
Our dining center is open as well. As you might imagine, we've had to have kind of a major shift in practices. Our food service provider, Sodexo, has gone kind of across the country to what they call zero-touch zero touch points.
Okay.
Meaning that salad bars, we've had a traditional salad bar. Now the salads are packaged, the desserts are packaged.
Wow.
So rather than going up and dishing a portion up yourself, all of that is going to be prepackaged. Things like going to the soft drink machine, we'll have somebody there that will ask, what do you need? And we will limit the amount of people that go into the dining room as well.
Right.
So it's open, but how we do business has changed
With
for
a
the
few
time
changes.
being. Yeah.
Okay. So now there are no plans to halt learning. I mean, they still got to get their education.
Right. That's really the bottom goal in
Right.
all of this, is what can we do to make sure that students get their education, stay on track, so that they'll finish on time, that they'll graduate on time. How we do it will be different, but the content and the learning objectives and kind of the goals that they had when they came here for their education, they'll be met. It'll just be in a different way.
Let's talk athletics. What's going on there?
That one was hard because almost without question, whether the NJCAA, which is the sanctioning body for most of our sports, the National Junior College Athletic Association, issued basically their guidelines, and spring sports are done.
That's it.
And so even teams that we like, softball and baseball, that for the most part are outdoors, the possibilities of transmission are very, very low.
Right.
They erred on the side of caution, and we fully understand that. And that changed our plans a little bit, because we anticipated that those teams would be coming back to still practicing so that they could pick up and finish their seasons, but the seasons are done. Okay. I think the challenge that was most difficult was when the ACHA, the American Collegiate Hockey Association, canceled the national tournament.
Yes.
And this was while we've won 10 NJCAA championships, this was our first trip to the ACHA. And so that was a tough pill to swallow.
Why don't we just say this? Since it was canceled, let's just assume that DC was going to win.
Well, we were unbeaten in the national tournament.
So there we go. It's a foregone conclusion. We are national champions. So congratulations to the Lumberjacks.
I'll share the word with them when I get
Please
back.
do. And I don't know what we're going to do about a trophy, but still. Any other things you'd like to add, Dr. Migler?
As I said, the college is open. We have a team that meets on a daily basis, COVID response team, just to check on the latest, because as everyone has seen, the situation is very dynamic in terms of information that comes out. We've canceled events that involve large groups of students. We had a couple of events that were scheduled this week that were hard to cancel, because we love to see grade school students coming on campus. And so our STEM event that was scheduled for Monday, that brings in about 300 grade school students, that was canceled. Marketplace for Kids, that was scheduled for today, it's very similar, that was canceled. So any groups of over 50 have automatically been canceled or postponed.
Okay.
We continue to look at the small groups, particularly in light of the guidance of no meetings larger than 10. How will that affect us? Our group will be meeting at 9 o'clock this morning and continuing the conversation. But the college is open. It'll just be a lot quieter because we won't have our traditional classes in place.
Right. Okay. So virtual learning it is.
Virtual learning is operational word.
Okay. Now, if there's any other big changes, I would expect that you'd let us know, and we'll get the word out right away. And if you want to stop in any time, you let us know, and we'll make it happen. All right.
The one thing I would add about letting folks know, we have a banner at the top of our webpage that has the latest information. So if students and parents are looking to see what is the latest status, they can go to our webpage, click on the banner up at the top, and it will take them to the latest information that we have.
Okay, dakotacollege.edu.
Yes, it is.
All right, very good. Dr. Migler, appreciate it, bud. Thank you so much. I'll give you a high five, though. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much. Sunny 101.9.